I'm Heather Vale, the content writer for CoinCloud, and I'm the author of our free report, The Ultimate Guide to Digital Currency. So today we're going to talk about different digital currencies, or virtual currencies, as these all happen to be. And they're divided into a bunch of different categories because different virtual currencies are created for different reasons. Now, the first category is cryptocurrency. And I know that a lot of people do use cryptocurrency as a generic term to apply to all digital currency, but in fact, cryptocurrency is a specialized category. Cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, are mined by a computer. That's how they come into creation, and almost always will be recorded and verified on a public ledger called a blockchain. There is an exception that we'll talk about in a few minutes, but for the most part, they're mined currencies with a blockchain. Bitcoin was the first one, and Bitcoin is the best known, of course. So Bitcoin is going to be capped at 21 million coins that will ever be in existence. This is probably going to happen around the year 2140, so about 120 years from now. But basically the way Bitcoin is created is it's mined by computers, and then those miners are rewarded in Bitcoin, and that's how Bitcoin is created. So we started with 50 Bitcoin being the reward way back when it started in 2009, and then it was halved to 25, 12.5. Now with the latest halving, which occurred in May, it's 6.25. So over time, the rate of creation of Bitcoin gets slowed down, and also the reward to the miners gets reduced. The halving happens every 210,000 blocks on the blockchain, and it takes about 10 minutes to mine a block, so it takes about 4 years to get to that halving. It's not exact, but approximately every 4 years. The next two cryptocurrencies were created kind of to answer the slow speed of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is very innovative, but it's not very good for something like buying a cup of coffee or buying a pack of gum, because it takes 10 minutes to write that block on the blockchain, and a lot of retailers and a lot of payment platforms want more than one verification. They might require 3, which would take 30 minutes, 3 times 10, or they might require 6, which takes a whole hour. And the barista's not going to want to stand there waiting an hour for your Bitcoin transaction to go through. So Bitcoin Cash was created for that reason, for the small everyday purchases. Bitcoin Cash was created through something called a hard fork, which basically just means that the code was changed. The new blockchain went off in its own direction, which is Bitcoin Cash, while the original blockchain continued chugging along just as it always was, creating Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash has a larger block size than Bitcoin and therefore much faster transactions. Litecoin, or LTC, was similarly developed to be faster than Bitcoin. And it's not worth as much as Bitcoin. It's kind of seen as the silver to Bitcoin being the gold. And instead of being only 21 million as the cap, 84 million is the cap for Litecoin. So 4 times as many Litecoin will be in existence at some point. And the transaction verification is actually much faster. So instead of 10 minutes, it only takes 2.5 minutes to verify a transaction using a newer and a less complex algorithm. So that's why they're able to make it go faster than Bitcoin does. All right, I got 2 more in the cryptocurrency category, and these ones are a little bit different. You may not have heard of them, but you may. They are actually quite popular as well. So Ripple, as it's often called, is actually XRP is the cryptocurrency. Ripple is the blockchain, and XRP is the cryptocurrency on that blockchain. This is kind of the rebel in the crypto world. So Ripple is owned by Ripple Labs. So it's not public, unlike the other ones. It's owned by a corporation, still decentralized, but owned by a corporation. And they mined all of the coins in advance. They mined 100 billion XRP coins in advance, and then they release them at a rate of 1 billion a month. And then they decide, do they want to keep those in circulation, or do they want to put some back and save them? So it works kind of in a backwards way. It also doesn't have a blockchain. This is the one exception. So instead of having a blockchain, they use a network of servers to verify the transactions. Ripple is a digital payment protocol, and it's actually used by about 200 banks. So this is kind of a mainstream cryptocurrency, believe it or not. Now, Ripple was originally founded by a gentleman named Jed McCaleb, who was also the founder of Mt. Gox, the infamous online Bitcoin exchange, actually the first ever Bitcoin exchange that you probably heard eventually got hacked, and 850,000 Bitcoin were stolen from the platform, and eventually it went bankrupt. But that was after Jed had already passed it off to somebody else. So Jed McCaleb created Mt. Gox originally. He created Ripple originally, and he also created and is now still with the next one, Stellar. So again, Stellar is the blockchain and Lumen is the cryptocurrency. So the Stellar Lumen is often referred to as XLM. Now this, instead of being for banks, this one is actually used by the unbanked. It's a foundation, it's a nonprofit, it's meant to help people. So it's meant so that the unbanked have access to financial services that they wouldn't otherwise have. Now, this is a little bit different than other cryptocurrencies as well, because instead of reducing the creation over time, it actually has an increased supply of 1% every year. It's the only cryptocurrency that increases in supply every year rather than decreasing. So that's the cryptocurrency category, and now we're going to go on and look at some of the other that might be a little lesser known. Okay, so the second category is called smart contracts. Now, some of these are actually cryptocurrencies, but they're specialized cryptocurrencies. A smart contract basically uses if this, then that logic. ITTT logic. So if this happens, then that happens. And it uses that logic to create various different actions that are programmed on the blockchain. So once a decentralized app, or a DApp or DApp, depending how you want to pronounce it, is created and run with a smart contract, when it's programmed on the blockchain, it can't be tampered with and it can't be modified after the fact. So this makes applications very secure, and it also gives the opportunity for almost anyone to create one. Ethereum is by far the largest player in this field. Ethereum is the blockchain, and the coin is actually called Ether. So again, it's not Ethereum being the digital currency, but Ether is the currency. Although, to be honest, a lot of people do call the cryptocurrency Ethereum. They'll say that they're buying Ethereum or selling Ethereum, when in reality, they're buying or selling Ether. But either one will go, you will be forgiven if you use the wrong word there. Now, Ethereum is one of the first smart contract blockchains, and a lot of other currencies and a lot of other DApps are created on the Ethereum blockchain. Mostly it's going to be digital currency applications. So we'll talk about stable coins are on Ethereum. We'll talk about other applications that are on Ethereum, primarily in the financial world. The runner-up in this category is Tron. Tron being the blockchain, and Tronix is the coin in that case, or some people just call it the Tron coin. But if Ethereum is for finances, Tron is for entertainment. It's basically created to remove the middleman, remove the gatekeepers and all the stumbling blocks that a content creator or entertainer would normally have, and it puts the power of production back in the people. So basically it's self-publishing for content creators, if you want to look at it that way. Tron started off on the Ethereum blockchain, but it has now gone its own way, and there is a Tron blockchain that runs all the Tronix applications. The third one in this category is the Loom Network. Now, the Loom Network is not cryptocurrency because it does not have its own blockchain. This one is on the Ethereum blockchain. I bet you knew that I was going to say Ethereum. So Loom Network runs on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's used to create commercial scale DApps that are primarily used in enterprise situations like government and healthcare. So they allow these organizations with all that sensitive data to create secure workflows for their documents and make sure that everything is safe and secure on the blockchain. The Loom Network is basically designed for enterprise-level decentralized applications, and primarily in the government and healthcare verticals. So if you think about all that sensitive data that they're dealing with, the Loom Network allows them to create enterprise solutions like digital document workflows that are 100% secure. Okay, now the third category is stablecoins. And stablecoins are a little bit different. They're actually backed by another currency, whether that's a fiat currency like USD or the euro, or it could be a cryptocurrency. But it is backed by and pegged to that currency. So this is designed to remove some of the volatility that you find in a lot of cryptocurrencies and other virtual currencies. You'll see up and down prices like crazy, but what a stable coin does is it pegs it to that other currency, so you'll only have the volatility of the other currency. And if it's, for example, a USD stable coin, that much money has to be in existence for every stablecoin. So if you buy $100 worth of a stablecoin, $100 of USD does exist that you can trade it at any given time. Most of these are built on the Ethereum blockchain, once again, yes. So the ones that are the most popular on the Ethereum blockchain include the USD coin, or USDC, TrueUSD, or TUSD, Binance USD, BUSD, and Paxos Standard, PAX. Now, Binance USD and Paxos Standard are both made by the Paxos Trust Company, and they have created those coins. Specifically, the Binance one is meant for people who are trading on the Binance online exchange platform. And Paxos Standard is designed to be the most liquid stablecoin in existence. So basically it trades instantaneously. So what they recommend is if you want to trade, let's say for example, you want to trade your Litecoin or your Bitcoin for USD, instead of trading it directly for USD and then waiting for that to go through, if you trade it for Paxos Standard first, it's an instantaneous transaction, and then you own that amount in the Paxos and you can trade it for USD later. So that's what that coin was designed to do. There's another USD-backed stablecoin that's not built on Ethereum. This one is built on the Omni blockchain, and it's called Tether. Now, Tether USD, or USDT, is actually one of the most popular stablecoins out there, but it's also the only one that's not verified by a third-party accounting firm. So there's nobody looking at the stock and saying, yes, absolutely, there's this much in USD available for the stablecoins that are in circulation. However, Tether does guarantee that it is backed and there is money there, and sometimes it's other assets. So it's not just necessarily with Tether, it might not be the actual US dollar that is there, but it might be assets worth the same amount that are there to back it, but they do promise us that it is backed. Now there's a couple of other stable coins that are not backed by fiat currencies, but backed by cryptocurrencies. So this is kind of like the best of both worlds if you look at it that way. So it's less volatile than the cryptocurrencies themselves, but it does still have some volatility because it's backed by a cryptocurrency, but it's also more decentralized. So you're not taking a decentralized concept and backing it with mainstream financial, but it's still decentralized. The two we have are by MakerDAO, and they include DAY and SAY, which are two of the most popular crypto-backed stablecoins. The fourth category is apps. Now these are decentralized apps that have their own tokens for interacting on those given platforms. One of them is the Basic Attention Token, or BAT. It's used for purchasing online advertising, specifically on the Brave web browser. Then there's Metal, or MTL, which is a payment app that pays you for making payments. And of course you get paid in metal. And then the third one is called Decentraland, and the coin there is called Mana, M-A-N-A. Decentraland is kind of like a virtual world that was inspired by games like Second Life, Sims, World of Warcraft. Basically, you can create your own virtual world and you use mana to purchase things within the platform of that game. Okay, so the fifth category is gaming. We're going beyond the interesting app to the full online gaming experience. The first one is UnikoinGold, or UKG, which is made by the eSports company Unikrn, spelled Unikrn, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced unicorn. Now, this is the world's largest eSports gaming token, and it's designed to take the complexity out of cryptocurrency. Basically, you can use it on the Unikrn platform to do gaming, to do betting, and to buy various assets that you can use in those games. The next one in the category is called FunFair. FUN is the coin. Now, this is created by the world's biggest player in blockchain gaming, and it's more of a casino gaming type of experience. So you can use that coin on the CasinoFair platform, and there they guarantee that the payouts are absolutely 100% guaranteed and that the gaming is fair, so you're not going to get cheated in any way. And if you don't want to play it on their platform, you can actually create your own casino gaming platform as well. The third one in this category is the Enjin Coin, or ENJ, and this powers assets for various games. So think of things like swords or other weapons or skins or costumes that you can create or purchase or trade in one game, and then you can use them in other games. So basically it's a cross-game type of coin that you can use to buy assets, to sell assets, trade assets, or you can even create your own assets or your own games. The sixth category is content, and there's a couple of different coins in that category. The first one is the Lunar, or LUN, and this is basically, if you think of a decentralized Wikipedia, so basically it's a crowdsourced knowledge base, but with the exception of it pays you for your contributions. So if you add an article or do an edit, you get paid with the Lunar coin. The other one in this category is Singular DTV, which started out with a similar vision to Tron. Basically, they want to remove the stumbling blocks and the gatekeepers from the content creation platform. The Singular DTV platform allows you to create your own video content and put it out there, self-publish it if you will, and it also creates its own productions. So they've produced a few documentaries and other video productions that you can watch on the platform as well. The seventh category is Swap. These are tokens that are basically designed to trade assets on their own platforms. The first one in this category is the Worldwide Asset Exchange, or WAX as it's more commonly known. And WAX now has its own platform, although it did start out on the Ethereum platform like a lot of these other ones, but it is now its own platform, the WAX protocol platform, and you can create your own WAX non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. You can create your own marketplaces, various digital assets. You can trade and build your own decentralized applications. So there's a lot of flexibility with that platform. The other one is 0x protocol. So sometimes you'll see it spelt with 0x, and sometimes you'll see it spelt out 0x. The coin is ZRX, and this is basically an open protocol to allow peer-to-peer exchange of various digital assets. It's got a shared pool of assets that you can tap into and use those assets as you will. You can also use this protocol to make an exchange layer on top of another product. So let's say you have something and you want to put the ability to buy and sell using the 0x coin, you can do that as well. You can also trade gaming items and financial tools and all kinds of other digital assets. All right, so there's a few more digital currencies that didn't neatly fit into any of the other categories, so I stuck them in their own category, cleverly called Other. The first one is Polymath, or POLY, which is a security tokens currency. It's used for issuing and investing in digital security tokens. The second one is Golem, or GNT, which is in the computing category. Basically, Golem is a supercomputer. So if you can imagine a whole network of computers working together, your personal computer might not be powerful enough to do something like CGI rendering or a complex scientific computation. But if you tap into the Golem network, you can tap into the resources of all those other computers, and together they can run that task for you. And of course, you pay for the service with the Golem token. The third one is Chainlink, or LINK, which is in the data publishing category. And what Chainlink allows you to do is take a complex smart contract and run it flawlessly on any blockchain. So sometimes smart contracts will get bogged down if there's a lot of inputs or outputs like APIs or off-chain data processing going on. And what the Chainlink does is it makes it a completely secure and flawlessly run smart contract regardless of the number of input and output points. The fourth one is Endor, or EDR, which is in the artificial intelligence category. The co-founders went to MIT and they developed a new AI science, which they call social physics. And basically what this is going to do is predict future outcomes, behaviors, actions, and choices that a person will make based on what they have done before. So this is excellent for usage in sales, marketing, and business development. So there you have it in a little bit more than a nutshell. Those are a lot of the digital currencies that you can buy and sell at any CoinCloud ATM. Now remember, CoinCloud is the only national company with 100% two-way machines, meaning you can buy or sell any of those currencies for cash at any CoinCloud ATM. You can find the nearest one to you if you go to coincloudatm.com, and keep in mind, it doesn't matter which one you go to, they're all going to give you full capability, whereas the closest competitors offer 95% or more buy-only machines and very few that you can buy and sell. So if you want the full experience and you want to be able to try out both buying and selling, find your nearest CoinCloud ATM at coincloudatm.com.